Right, welcome back to the channel. Carrying on with the Z1000 from where we left off. All the valves were taken out. They're going through the cleaning process, so I'm running that off camera. I say the ultrasonic's been doing overtime recently, so I'm going to plug that back in, run through some more. There's not that many left to go. I actually started on the actual cylinder head underneath, starting to clean up and get rid of all the carbon that's clogging up around these valve seats, and also clean up the surfaces. Again, I'll show you where I'm at the moment, and then I'll bring you back once I've actually worked through. So I've already started on a part of it. I've actually got a little deburring and carbon cleaner as well. I've got scouring pads, and I'll go over wet and dry on the actual surface. So as you can see, there's starting to come up in that part. As I say, I've still got a lot to do. I've still got some more of the valves to run through the ultrasonic. So I'm going to continue on just working through, I say, with the little tool, fits into a holdall. Yeah, it just pops out. Got different grades. And the extension bar as well, if need be. So that'll help me get down and in around the actual guides. I've had a look at these valve guides. They all seem okay. So obviously after I've cleaned them up, I'll get a better view of them. Because I did have a question on a couple of videos back regarding the valve guides, how you actually remove them. Again, it depends whether they actually need removing and the actual condition of them. I have had a look in the manual. It does seem quite a task to actually get them out, and to actually refit them you need to actually heat up the actual area. So I'm going to have a look at these, see how they clean up. Hopefully I shouldn't need to replace them, but what I'll probably do is get this first half section done, bring you back to have a look. I should have some of the more of the valves done by that stage. So that's about halfway through. I've still got a few more little bits to do. Again, that's been quite a handy tool. It's helping me clear a lot of the carbon from the ports. A bit more to do on the exhaust ones. But when you compare it to, that's what I started with, that's where I'm at now. By paying back, you can actually see the difference. So I'm going to crack on, get this other side done to basically that cleanliness. So you can even see they're starting to clean. Still some more to do, but compared to that, big difference. So I say, let me get this side done. I've also started cleaning up around the paint surfaces, because obviously these are going to all be repainted, so all this has got to be masked up. Get this cleaned, get some paint stripper in certain areas, and hopefully try and get this ready prepped for paint by the end of the video, but we'll see how we do. And in between that, get the rest of them valves done. Oh no, that's coming out okay. So that's the head basically done. I may do a little bit more work in the ports, but that's come out pretty good. So next job I want to do is actually remove these studs. I'm going to replace them. So I've dug out the stud removal tool. So just one to go. Well, I had no luck with that one. I put some more fluid on it, trying to loosen it up, and as you can see, it snapped. So I've got that one to drill out now, and I've also got that screw in the top to drill out. So I'll concentrate on those later. Now I can start cleaning all this top section. I say these are all going to be replaced. So I'll continue on, get all this cleaned up, degreased, stripped as best I can and prepped, and then get it ready for paint. So all the valves have now all been cleaned. They actually come up really well. They were all run through the ultrasonic cleaner, and then everything was done by hand, but all the carbons been removed, cleaned all the springs. So I'm glad that's done. So for now I can bag them back up again. So I've got them all marked out: exhaust 1, 2, 3 and 4, intake 1, 2, 3 and 4. So they'll be bagged back up. While I've had the ultrasonic cleaner running, I've started on the cylinder head. So most of the underside now is done. So I've started on the bottom section. Still got a bit more to do on this top section. Side sections underway. But I've still got the whole central piece and the actual back piece to go before I can get that prepped and ready for paint. I'll probably get this to a state where I can actually run this through the parts washer, give it a good brush out. So there's loads of grit and dirt. But it is starting to get there. It'd be nice to actually get some paint on it. Obviously a lot of masking up to do. But I'm going to carry on with this. So I've got the top surfaces to clean as well. Get it through the parts washer. So now I've got all these surfaces cleaned into the parts washer. Just going to give it a brushing through, get all the nooks and crannies, selection of brushes. Obviously remember your gloves and protective eyewear because it does splash back. So let's run this through, give it a quick clean. Right, so after about 20 minutes of cleaning, it's come up a lot better. I've just got a few little areas to go back in. Managed to get most of it, but looking much better. So I've just got to dry it off and get it prepped, ready for paint. I'll probably do as I did before. I'll mask it all up, lay a light dusting coat, and lay 2 thick coats, and then leave that to dry probably a couple of days, just out of sight, out of mind. So I'll show you when the last coat's just gone on. So that's the last layer of paint gone on. So it's had a dusting, 2 thick coats. Actually looking as though it's come out not too bad at the moment. So I'm going to leave that now for a couple of days. Let that to dry. And then I can mount that on the mock-up engine. Then we can get the rocker cover out, put that on as well. So for me it will be about 2 days. For you it will be literally a couple of seconds. So you join me again in my time 2 days later. It's now dry, so I just left it. Just a little bit more tape there, but just stripped most of the tape off. Finish has actually come out pretty good. So the last thing to do will be add it to the mock-up engine. Like I said earlier, completely empty. Right, I'll just grab the rocker cover. I'll get that unpacked, put it on top, and then we'll have a look and see how it's come out in the gloss black. And that's it all back together. Yeah, I've just got to say I've got to sort out that bolt that snapped, and there's one in the front here to replace. I just wanted to get an idea of how the engine would look with the chrome with a gloss black finish. So not too much chrome, but just enough I think. But let me know your thoughts. But that will basically, for now, wrap it up on the Z1000. I will revisit it at a later date and start doing a bit more. As I say, this is my own sort of fun, have a laugh, build whatever comes into my head project really. Big bore motor. And then obviously decide what I'm doing with the frame, bodywork, etc. But that will come up much later in the year, maybe even into next year. But that's what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to get the engine painted and see how it looks. And it's a lot lighter to move around because there's nothing in it. Right, so thanks for joining me on the Z1000 for now. As I say, we're going to come back to it at a later date. It is just a bit of fun, a bit of experiment, trying new things, seeing what I can come up with, broadening my horizons, expanding knowledge, which is all part of what this channel's all about. Parts of the Z650 that I was waiting for have now turned up, so I'm going to keep tinkering with that behind the scenes. Again, a lot of it is I'm still going through wiring, checking as much as physically possible, still speaking to people. I'll update you on it as soon as I get anything really. It still turns over, but it's just doing the same thing. It's, I say, I've gone through as much as I can physically go through, but as I say, I'm still going through, still speaking to people. Obviously we've got the big Triumph project, which is super exciting. That is, yeah, really looking forward to getting into that. Big experience, big challenge. We're going to crack on. We've obviously got the story of the bike, which is great. That will probably be a short episode by itself, just explaining the whole part of the background, why I've got it, etc. After that, we're going to crack into starting to go through all the boxes, seeing what's there, laying stuff out. I've got the fiche pictures, so I'm probably going to sift through the boxes and start matching up to the fiche pictures and then put them into categories, so it's easier for me to actually work out what goes where. So I've got everything that I need to know goes in one particular section. I've got all the parts and that's in one box. So that's going to be coming up as well. There is a lot to do on it. As I say, it's a complete engine rebuild. So as I say, looking forward to that. Stay tuned. Appreciate all your feedback and all your comments on everything I've done. It means a lot. As usual, links to other videos at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Join me again next time. Cheers. Bye.